Hey everybody, welcome to the class. This Friday is a pleasure to be with you. And well, tonight is going to be a good day because you are going to present about a little training. Also remember that we will be doing on Monday the survey from ISSSS, and it's very important for you to finish the platform this weekend. And as usual, we're going to check about the platform first. So this is the class of tonight, and here you are going to find the question for this class, and also this is the homework should be done. It's a multiple choice, so it's going to be kind of easy, okay? And we are going to check about the attendance. Okay, Ana Claudia González Velázquez.
Present, teacher.
Good. Andrés Giovanni Valdivieso Portillo.
Present.
Good. David Samuel Galdames Monterrosa.
Present, teacher.
Good. Dora Elizabeth Flores Méndez.
Present.
Good. Fernando Ernesto Cosme Morales. Fernando Marvin González Martínez. Francisco Eduardo Figueroa Mejía.
Present, teacher.
Good. Heidi Eugenia Salguero de Rivas. Ileana Giselle Cañas Escobar.
Present, teacher.
Good. Jarvin Isaac Guevara Miranda. José Marcos Rodríguez Ayala. José Osmin Rivas Navas. José Wilfredo Ayala Sorto.
Present.
Good. Juan Miguel Bran Mejía.
Present, teacher.
Good. Ramón Enrique Mata Escobar. Roberto Luis Umaña Orellana. Roxana Ivette Asensio de Mejía. William Alexander Ramírez Flores.
Present.
Good. Jessica Yanari Cortés Díaz. Zuleima Ivonne Moreno de Hernández. And Erwin Lagos Andrade.
Present, teacher.
Very good, perfect. So as we say tonight, all this week we've been speaking about how to deliver training, what you need to do, what is important whenever you are going to deliver the training. So tonight you are going to do a little presentation about a little training. Before that one, we are going to check a video about effectiveness when delivering. And oh, I see, okay. Okay, so we're going to check the video and then comment about that one, and then we're going to start the presentations, okay? So here we go.
What is the common elements between managing companies all over the world and teaching in a school in Molenbeek? Leadership. In both jobs, you need strong leadership to manage companies and to teach to kids who face huge difficulties. Let me tell you how I came to that conclusion. For 25 years, I've been managing companies. I've tried to make sure that every single quarter was more profitable. And I really enjoy that. I've learned that strong leaders apply 4 basic, simple principles. The first one, they believe that their team can achieve great results. And because they believe that their team can achieve great results, their team start to believe also they can achieve great results. Second thing, they set goals, develop a vision for their company. Third, they make sure that this goal, this vision, become the everyday priority of their people, their employee. And last, great leaders, they plan carefully and purposefully to make sure they achieve their objective. I mean, that's what great leaders are doing. And I've tried to do that for 25 years. I mean, it's really a tough job. 4 years ago, I was in my mid-40s, and I faced what we call a midlife crisis. A midlife crisis is a very simple concept. I mean, suddenly you realize that living is not forever. I mean, it's a little bit like a ghost curve. You know, you're at the top of the hill, and suddenly you see the end at the horizon. And you ask yourself this basic question, what do I do now? I mean, which track do I take to go down the hill? I mean, do I take the same track, or do I take another route to go down? I mean, personally, I felt the need to give more sense to what I was doing. And so I totally changed my professional career. From a CEO, I became a teacher in Molenbeek, in what some magazine called the Bronx of Brussels. I'm teaching the professional section to kids or young adults between 15 to 22 years old, mostly coming from the Moroccan communities. And those children are coming from low social economical backgrounds. I mean, they are what we call underprivileged children. I thought that teaching will be great. I mean, you know, you're working what? 20 hours per week? You have plenty of vacation? You are sitting in front of people eager to learn from you. Well, I'm not sure if there are teachers in the audience today, but you know that the reality is slightly different. I mean, the start of my career was not easy. I mean, my colleague warned me. They told me, Pierre, well, don't put your expectation too high. I mean, their motivation is very low. They don't know much. Well, I thought they were testing me or killing me, but actually they were right. In my class, none of my students were capable to give me the results of 10% over 100. When I talk about Stockholm, they thought I was talking about a rap singer. And Jacques Brel is the name of a subway station in Brussels. You know? And when I face the reality of this new job, I say, but how is it possible that kids who have spent 10 to 15 years in a bench in a school in Belgium know so little? I mean, kids who are far of being stupid. They have a great sense of humor, good common sense. I mean, what happened to them? I mean, why are they in this situation? So I also realized that those kids who face disaster results in some classes actually achieve very good results in some other classes. Same kids, different results. So actually there were two types of teachers. There were the teacher where the students achieve very poor results, and the other one where the teacher and the students achieve great results. So this really triggered my attention. So I went to talk to both my colleagues, and to the first group of colleagues where the kids achieve poor results, I asked them this very simple question: what can I do to make my student progress? And the answer I received were always going in the same direction. Well, Pierre, what can we do? How do you want to teach to kids where there's no books at home? Where the parents do not speak French or Flemish fluently? Well, let me tell you the truth, Pierre. That's what my colleague told me. There is very little that teachers or school can do. They even talk to me about a lost generation. Let me tell you today what the other group of colleagues told me. The one where the kids achieve great results. Amongst those groups, there was one teacher, Mrs. Anthony. And she's a French teacher. And in her class, the kids were always there, with high motivation. And they have good grades. So I went to ask her this question, but how do you do it? I mean, what's your secret? I mean, do you pay them? And Mrs. Anthony is a great teacher, so she really took the time that day to explain to me her principle of teaching. And she told me, Pierre, if you want your kids to progress, you have to apply 4 basic principles. The first one, she said, you have to believe in them. You have to believe to make sure that every single one of them can achieve great results, regardless where he or she is coming from, whether her parents are rich or poor, whether he was called Mohammed or Jean. And you need to make sure that also they know that you believe in them, so they start also to believe that they can achieve great results. Once you deeply and truly believe in them, you have to set a goal which is ambitious, measurable, meaningful for your student. And she gave me a great example. She told me, take Sadia. Sadia don't like reading. And Mrs. Anthony gave her a very ambitious goal. She said, well, Sadia, by the end of the year, by June, you will read a book of Barjavel. It's not an easy one. And you will do it in 2 weeks' time, and you will enjoy it. By November, I saw Sadia finishing a book of Amélie Nothomb, 102 pages, and she was eager to start a new one. So once you set the goal, you need to make sure that the goal that you have given to your student become the everyday priority of the student and their family. You need to invest in their life. She gave me another example, Hanan. Hanan had a great deficiency in spelling. And because of that, Mrs. Anthony told her, well, you need to stay at school every day after the normal school time. The parents of Hanan will not allow this. So Mrs. Anthony went to see the parents of Hanan in her home, discussed with them, convinced them, and told her it was the right thing to do for Hanan. Hanan is now spending every Tuesday and Thursday at school, and she's making dramatic progress. The last principle that Mrs. Anthony told me is probably the most difficult one. You have to plan purposefully. From the objective that you have defined, you have to plan backwards to create an efficient path to success. Take Mustafa. Mustafa is one of my students. I mean, he's incapable to concentrate for more than 2 minutes unless you talk about football. Okay? His goal was to be able to summarize in 200 words a very difficult article from Le Monde newspaper. Every week, Mrs. Anthony gave him an article a little bit longer, a little bit more complicated, so that Mustafa was capable to see his own improvement. On that specific day, the 10th of October 2009, Mrs. Anthony probably gave me the best speech, lesson on teaching, but on leadership. Believe in your team. Set goals, like for Sadia. Invest in your student, like for Hanan. And plan carefully, like for Mustafa. But like every great leaders, Mrs. Anthony had also a small secret, and I remember, she almost whispered to me that secret. And she told me, Pierre, you and your student will have to work hard because it will not be easy. And she's right. I'm working much more than 20 hours per week, much more. And I've learned so much in those last 4 years. I thought that teaching had to do with, sense of humor, authority, respect, mastering the content of your classes, your courses. Yeah, of course, teaching has to do with all this, but for those kids who have lost so much their self-confidence, who are so far behind, where school do not have meaning anymore, teaching as leader show outstanding effect. I mean, since then I've tried to apply those 4 principles. It's not easy. I fail many times. Sometimes my vision is too high, it's not clear enough. Sometimes I come home very frustrated because of the lack of motivation of my student. But there is one thing I don't give up, it's the first principle. I always believe they can succeed. There is a great quote on leadership, which said that true leadership lies in guiding others to success, in ensuring that everyone is performing at their best, doing the work they are pledged to do, and do it well. This is exactly what great teachers are doing in Molenbeek. They're probably the best leader I've met. So 4 years ago, I've decided to change my life. You know, I was in my midlife crisis, but I'm still leading. Well, there is a big difference from my previous job as a CEO. There is no better feeling than the one that you have when you feel and you see one of your students who was supposed to fail going to upper school or open his shop, like Dunia just opened her shop a few weeks ago in Excel, number 125 Rue de Livourne. I told her I will make some advertising for her. Okay? So please go to see her. Nelson Mandela said once that education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world. So let's make sure that in this country, in 2013, all leaders will use this weapon so that every children will obtain access to excellent education, regardless of their social economical background. Thank you.
Okay, what do you get from that one?
Okay, the first thing is that the education is the same in every country.
Yeah.
You have the same challenge, and it is important. You need to believe. You need to believe in your students. This is very important because the most of them don't believe in themselves. You need to believe in them. You need to give them encourage, and they need to know that you believe in them, and you should make goals for each of them, for each of the students. Is very difficult because if you have 20, 30 students, it's difficult, but you need to try to do it. There are some students that walk by himself, but they self, and always there are some 15, 12 students that need a particular guidance, and that is important. You need to plan purposely. You need to plan to go back and make the route for they can learn what they need to learn. There is something important, necessary in every country of the world.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. So that is true. I mean, you say two things that are very important. Yeah, the first is that it doesn't matter where you are, the challenges are the same. There are students that they pay attention and answer all the questions, and there are other students that is difficult, right? But you as a leader and you as forming other leaders, of course, you need to take the time, right? So you identify, spend time with them, you do other things. And that is, I mean, it's not easy. It's not easy at all because as he said, I mean, it's not 20 hours. I mean, it's not that you are going to, yeah, you get paid per hour, but you spend much more time in planning the whole class, the evaluations, and then spending the time with these kids that really need help. So definitely is not easy at all. And the second time, and I believe from the 4 points that he said, I mean, the most important is that you need to believe, right? You need to believe in them and in yourself as well. So everybody is able to move on. Good. Any other comment on the video?
Well, teacher, in my opinion, you know, when you are the owner of the company, I think that you need to train some new hires. So the first thing is that you have to take into account that you need to invest to get the result that you are thinking to get. So you need to think that you are what topics you need to cover to reach the goals that you are assigned to that employee, and then you need to take in account that the time on that the training will take, because you know, if you maybe when you hire that person, maybe you discuss with them that will be paid training. So first thing is that you have to invest, but then you have your profit, because it's when that person does a great job, so you will back that investment that you make at the first. So it's really necessary to make a training. So first you have to believe, then you have to set the goals, and after that you have to think a lot about.
Okay, so that is so true. I mean, it's an investment, right? So it's like, yeah, you need your employees to develop themselves, and once they develop, they will be able to produce more, to be more effective, to use resources better. So it's a win-win situation, definitely. Good. Any other comment on the video? Okay, very good. So it was a very interesting video, because I mean, sometimes we're in front of people, and now that we have checked a lot of things in this module, you know that it's not easy to deliver training, to provide a class, right? You need to do a lot of things. And one of the most important things is that you need to be happy about doing that one. You need to believe what you're doing, what you're saying. You need to try to help people the best that you can. And well, we're going to practice that right away. So since you are going to deliver some trainings, let's see how it goes. Gonna stop sharing in case you want to share. So the question here, my friends, is who wants to be the first one?
Me, teacher.
Very good. So let's listen to David and his training.
Okay.
Okay, we can see your screen now.
You can see my screen, yes?
Yes.
All right. Okay, the question, the important question here is, do you mind your brain? I guess yes, but you take care of your brain, because it is some of the important part of our body. What is the brain? The brain is an essential organ. All of our emotions, sensations, aspirations, and everything that make us uniquely individual come from our brains. We are what we are because of brain. The brain have the emotions, the brain have the aspirations, and not everybody knows how does it happen, but it happens in the brain. It happens, and here are some important parts. The frontal lobe, that is, I think everything is important, but this is the most important. There are the executive functions, the thinking, the memory, the behavior, the movement, and many things are in the frontal lobe. There are another one, but temporal lobe is the hearing, learning, feelings, brain stem. Last part of the brain is breathing, heart rate, temperature. The parietal lobe is language and touch. Occipital lobe is sight, the last part of the brain. This part, I have a friend of mine that had an accident, and at the end he was well, everything well, only a little part in the occipital lobe was damaged, then he lost his sight, because use the part of the sight. And the cerebellum, that is balance and coordination. important informations. In the early years of life, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, brain forms more than 1 million new neural connections every second. By the age of 6, the size of the brain increases to about 90% of its volume in adulthood. Then there is the sad notice, the sad news. In our 30s and 40s, the brain starts to shrink. It is the difficult part. With the shrinkage rate increasing even more by 60s. Like wrinkles in gray hair, that it's notorious gray hair wrinkles that they are at the side of everybody, but the shrinking of the brain, nobody sees, but only the people who is suffering and feel it. We need to be aware of that, and we need to do something to take care of our brain. It's important. What can we do? We do many things. Sleep at least 7 to 8 hours each night. It is important. Sleep is so important. Sleep. Since you go to bed with your cell phone or with your laptop or with your tablet, the light of the device didn't have the time necessary to rest, to get the rest you need. It is important to leave these devices out of the room and go to sleep. Exercise consistently. No alcohol, or if there are alcohol, with moderation. Eat a diet full of vegetables, fruits, whole grains, lean protein, and healthy fats. Hamburgers only once a month. Pizza once every 2 months, because that kind of fat is dangerous for the brain. And the part that I was trying to teach you is practice puzzles, such as jigsaw puzzles, sudokus, crossword, and word searches. And I want to talk about sudokus. Sudokus is something important. Okay, sudokus are important for us because we crossword, we already know how it works, but sudokus, not necessarily. Maybe you know it, maybe you don't know it. There is important because it is proved that sudokus can help to recover some part of the brain, can help to try dementia, and can help to avoid, not avoid, but to limit the Alzheimer effect. It's important. Sudoku gives you a level of concentration, but for the solution that you need to set apart the time to do a Sudoku. And what is the objective? You need to put the numbers. Put the numbers from 1 to 9. In every row, in every column, in every small square. All of the square, the big square is 9 per 9, 9 times 9. But in every small square, you need to put all the 9 numbers without repetition. No repeating numbers in the row, no repeating numbers in the column, no repeating numbers in the small square. Here are some facts that I try to tell you. Some of the benefits that Sudoku can give you. Last, any other muscle, your brain. need a good workout. In Europe, there are a center, specialist center to try the workout of the brain. There are books that deal with that, train how to do workout with your brain. It is important because Europe has the majority of the older people, and they need to deal with that. And how can we solve a Sudoku? You need to put the numbers from 1 to 9, no number repeaters between column, between a row, and between a small square. This a column that is marked in blue need to have the numbers from 1 to 9 without repetition. This other one that I am marking here is need to get the number from 1 to 9, and this one, this little square, need to get the numbers from 1 to 9. And how can we do solve? The first strategy is elimination, a process of eliminations. If we take this blue column here, we can see that it's missing the number 1, the number 5, and the number 6. The number 1, it can repeat in the square, the gross square, and we already have one number 1 here. We can't put a number 1 in this part because we already have a number 1. We can't put a number 1 here. No. We can put a number 1 here too because neither here, because we have already have a 1 number. And we can put a number 1, this is the place for number 1. You put the number 1, and if you see the row, this row has already a number 1, and this other row has already a number 1. The only one that don't have a number 1 is this one. And when you try draw a line, you can see that the number that can stay here is the number 1. The same is with the number 8 in the second set of small squares. We have an 8 here in this column. We have an 8 here in this other column. And the only part that we can have an 8 is here. We can have an A, and obviously the only number missing is the number 3. We can use the 3 here. And we can go dealing with that. This part is that make a neural connection because you are practicing your special intelligence, your spatial intelligence, you are doing the relating numbers, and you are doing a big side of all of the problem. And it helps to get solutions. And in this part, the last part, we had a number 6 here. And there are no 6 in these 3 squares. The only part that we can put a 6 is here. And there is a first strategy that we can start solving the Sudoku elimination and putting the numbers in the spaces that needs to stay. Okay, this is the first strategy. I know that is not easy, but at the end we try to do some of them. well, the next part is name the naked pairs. Naked pairs. We can put in the space that you don't have a number. You can put the number was missing in that space. And in the first square, we can see number 1 and number 6. In all of that row, we can eliminate the number 1 and the number 6 because one of these needs to be 1 and one of these needs to be 6. And we have 1 and 6 already given, and we can assign in another square of the row, and we can assign in another square of the little square here. We can eliminate the number 1 from this because we have a 1 here. And the other part is the number 6 and number 7. There are different squares, but they affect the row. And all of the 6 and all of the 7 in that row can be eliminated. We can eliminate the number 6 and the number 7. And if we eliminate the number 1 and number 7, obviously we know that here is the number 8. And if we eliminate the number 8 here, we assign the number 1. And that is the way that we are doing the solutions. You need a pencil or an app that lets you to put this number. Then I give you the link for a good place that I like to play Sudokus. Another strategy is pointing pairs. That if we have specific numbers, like in this row, we have the number 1 and the number 3. The number 1 is repeated, but the number 3 is only here. And we can eliminate the number 3 in the rest of the row. And obviously in this part, we can put the number 6 because we eliminate the 3. And then we can eliminate the number 6 from here, and from here. And we can continue doing in that way, putting the numbers that was missing. Obviously, we need more than a little explanation to solve that kind of situations, but we will do a practice. Now, let me choose. Okay, here it is. I need to share another screen. I stop sharing this and we'll share another one. Sorry. Okay, here we are. In this part, we have the Sudoku. We can select one here, nuevo, new, The first is easy, an easy Sudoku. And we have the number that we can use in the right square here. And we start the elimination process. We see the rows. If we see the first row here, we have a number 3. This column can't have a number 3. And we have in this row a number 3 too. And we can use a number 3 in that column and in that row. The only part we can use a 3 is here, in this part. I put the number 3, that is correct. And if we see here, we can use a number 3 here. We can use a number 3 here and here. The only part that we can use a number 3 is here. We can put this 3. And we eliminate this one. And we have a number 3 here. And we continue in that way, putting numbers and solving the problem to get accomplished. The number 2 here and here and here. And we only can put the number 2 here in this part. This is the number 2. This application led you to, if you make a mistake, it's very friendly, because if you make a mistake, you put a 3, the point the mistake. That is very useful. You need to think less. And you can correct the number. And you continue thinking about that. The number 6, you can put here number 6, and you can put here. And the only part you can use a number 6 is this. And you go on and on. Here is number 6, and number 6. The only part for number 6 is here. And the application is taking the time for you to do it. Your brain will be thankful with you if you do something like that. Obviously, it's not easy. Like in anything, the practice made the expert, but you don't need to be an expert. You only need to practice. This is that even though you can find the solution, it don't matter. The exercise for the brain is the very important thing. If you love your brain and if you want to live, maybe now you are 20, you are 25, and you think, okay, this is a long time before I get 60, but the times goes up, the times, the age came so fast. And I believe that you don't have to get memory problems, to forget things, to have difficulties from learning. If you don't, you need to practice. I can put the link here for the Sudoku, and you can practice in your cell phone, in your computer. You don't need to be an expert. You don't need to be solved. None of them, but you need to practice. Eat healthy, sleep well, don't smoke, don't drink alcohol, and if you drink a little alcohol, and your brain get well until 90s or 100 years. Okay, thank you guys. Bye-bye, God bless you.
Thank you very much. Was very interesting. Actually, that is something that I read about, and now that you are explaining, it was easier for me. And I downloaded an app, so let's see how it goes. Any questions, my friends, or any comments for David? No questions. Okay, so I hope you can practice. That is a very good exercise. So in your free time, whenever you are in a car or something like that, you can do it. Who wants to be the next one?
Me.
Okay, let's listen to Dora.
Okay. Can you see the screen?
It's still loading. Seems that still loading. Okay, now we can see.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Today I want to try explain how to do accounting items. First, I give you some concept. Accounting is the process of the recording financial transaction pertaining to business. The accounting process includes summarizing, analyzing, and reporting this transaction to oversight agencies, regulators, and tax collection entities. Second is accounting account. There are 5 accounting. 1 active, 2 passive, 3 capital, 4 income, 5 expenses. Sometimes 4 is expenses or if 5 is income. Depends on the accounting. The basic principle is for make a accounting item is understand the double entry bookkeeping, debit and credit. Debit and credit. Active and expensive when it's credit is increase. And when it's debit is decrease. Passive capital incomes when it's credit is decrease, and when it's debit is increase. The example for the accounting item, Juanita's store. Juanita's store sold a soda box in price $11.30. Cash cost is a cash cost. Cash is a count the active, cost is a cost the expense, is a cost the expense, inventory is active, sold is a incomes, tax is a passive. Well, in this case, guys enter 11.30, it's a credit. 11.30 credit. The cost for the soda box is a $5. Is a credit because increase the cost. Inventory is a account the active. In this case, is a debit because in the case the inventory for sold a soda box. Sold is a count the income in is a increase for $10. Tax is a count the passive. Y is a debit con $1.30. The sum is 60-30 in both. This is a base, it's essential. Both summers is equal. The concept is sold a one soda box. This is all.
Okay, very good, perfect. So very interesting about how works the basic accounting. Anybody has a question or any comments for Dora?
I would like to see I would like to see the spreadsheet where it's explaining activities plus and decrease. I guess it's the one before this one. Exactly. That one.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. As the active is identified when number one.
Okay.
The active is a have or is or account have a many counts. Active have a banks, cash, inventory, other account.
Okay, what I'm seeing, and I think I can use it for my personal budget, right? It's very interesting. Because my active, my passive, the capital, the income and expenses, I guess, is very important, very interesting.
Yes.
Okay, very good, perfect. Thank you, Ana Claudia. Any other questions or comments for Dora? Okay, very good, very nice job, Dora. It was a very good thing, the one that you have taught. And yes, this is not only for companies, but anybody can create a budget or to manage their accounting this way. So good.
Thank you.
Thanks to you.
Very useful. I want to be the next teacher because I want to I like that what Dora presented. And it's a base for my topic.
I don't know what to say for stop the screen.
Then it should be below. So below it says stop stop sharing or something like that.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, that is it. Very good. So now we're gonna listen to Ana Claudia.
Okay, let me just share my screen. This is the page that I want. Let me see if I'm going to make it in deposit. Okay, can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay, following up in the topic that Dora was talking, that is something that I love to do and I had to learn to do because a few years ago, I can say like 3 or 4 years ago, I learned that it's very important to have your own time. You deserve to have vacations. It doesn't matter if it's just one day off your house alone or with your family. In cases family, there are kids, or for example, you need to plan or you deserve to plan vacations or time alone with your couple, with your spouse. So it's very important to understand that life is so short. And once I realized that, and I knew that, because always there were excuses like, no, I don't have money. Always there are some things to do. I need to pay this, I need to pay that, blah, blah, blah. I learned that it's very important to have a plan to to have vacation. It doesn't matter if it's just one day you go out to the city in the afternoon of a Saturday afternoon, and then you come back at noon of the next day, but it's your time. And also, if you cannot to drive your car, is very important. So what I found is like kind of few steps how to plan going out, a travel, a vacation, or something like that. I can tell you it's very helpful to plan it, the time off, because sometimes you will find surprises if you decide to travel or go out outside the border and to visit other countries if you have the opportunity. Also, if they are not Spanish speaker, you will practice English, or you will find another language. It's very important to have a plan for the most thing you can cover. So in this case, I can tell you that the first thing to do is you need to decide where you want to go, because maybe you can plan, or you want to visit the beach, or maybe the members of your family want to go to the mountain, or you just want to go to a different place just to, oh my God, just to breathe a little bit. So it's important to decide where you want to go. And then once you decide where you want to go, and also when you plan to do a vacation, sometimes, and I know this is the part that maybe we don't like it, but sometimes it may take to start the plan like 6 or 3 months ago. Why? Because the earliest you start to book the place where you want to visit or go on vacation, the better prices you can get. You name it. Could be the tickets for the airplane, tickets for train, tickets for also the bus. You can find better deals. And now that this commercial day is coming, there, name it Black Friday. So sometimes you can find good deals. Maybe there will be a place or stay in hotels that they have a discount if you purchase in those days, and you can use those tickets or those plans for the next 2 or 3 months and stuff like that. So for that reason, it's very important that you need to decide where you want to go, but then you need to check the travel advice and advisors. And that means that it will be including the weather. If it's a new place that you are going to visit, it's important to know what type of shoes you will wear, or cloth you will wear, if it's necessary or not to use a sweater, etc., an umbrella, etc. It's very important, because it had happened that sometimes people they make the effort to plan vacations, and they goes to outside the border, and if they didn't check the time or seasons in that place, they can get surprises. I saw a video like a couple of weeks ago that people that was visiting Machu Picchu, Peru, and they were in a season that is raining too much. And the surprise was that, yes, they climbed, they went to that place, but at the time of arriving and trying to see all the view, the famous view, it was a cloudy day, and they had to wait a long time. And sometimes you can get those surprises. So it's important to check travel guidances and advice also with advisors if you don't feel capable to make a plan by your own. Remember that there are offices, there are agencies that they have the expertise to guide you and also create a plan for you. And the next one, it will be book your flight. And that is what I mentioned before. It's important to make it with earlier time, because the earlier time you book your flights or train or bus, the better prices you get. And there is also a very important principle, is that you need to take care of your health before, during, and post travel. Oh, it was missing the EL in the word travel. Sorry. Okay, this is important because we don't take in consideration most of the time to purchase a travel insurance. It doesn't matter if you are going to here, maybe being here in Central America, or maybe you will travel from Santa Ana to San Miguel and you will stay in a hotel for 2 or 3 days. It doesn't matter the place where you go, always you have to, you need to keep in mind to have a plan for health. If you go outside to another country, it will be important to purchase an insurance for travel. They are not expensive. I can tell you, I have that, I got used to do it. And for example, the last time I went out, I went to South America and I purchased an insurance, a health insurance for all the travel. And that was included in case I have an emergency and need to return before the travel end or my plans end. So if I need to suddenly come back, it was covering the flight for return. Also, if I had an accident, it was covering a lot of things. And in the group with the group that I was traveling, there were two people that they need to use the insurance, the health insurance outside in that country. And it was very relieved that they felt relieved that they had this, because they paid, for you to have an idea, they paid like $32. And when they got sick on the other country, if they didn't have the insurance plan, the insurance health plan, they will have to pay like around $700, because remember, in other countries, you are the tourist. It's supposed you have a lot of money to spend. So, and it was, they felt relieved that they had this insurance travel. So it's very important for you to take care of your health before, during, and post travel, because it's a good asset if you take your like a test or make some exams once you return. Remember that nowadays there are other viruses, there are other things, and also there are countries that they request for you to get a vaccine before. Not the countries ask you for that, is our country ask for us to be vaccinated with, for example, fiebre amarilla. I don't know how to say that in English, but I don't know if to say yellow fever.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, and stuff like that. But it's important that you can take care of that. And then once you decide where to go, you book your flight, it's important to research what I was explaining to you about your destination, the weather, type of clothes, etc. If you want to make a plan of must-to-do things, for example, there are historical places to visit. For example, there are places that they are unique in the world and you have the opportunity to visit them. It's a must. It's a must to do things that you can need to visit them. For example, going to France, I guess it's a must to visit the Eiffel Tower, right? I guess. And beside that, also it's important for you to plan your itinerary and book your accommodation as well. That is something that can be to avoid surprises. I had a friend of mine that 2 weeks ago, he went to a country in South America. He was so surprised that 3 months ago, he found a good place. The pictures look good, were looking so good. It was an Airbnb and he paid not too much. The issue was when he was at that place. The inside, the place, the house itself, a beautiful house, but the atmosphere, the area, the sun, it was a red sun. They had traveled to move from one place to another because Uber taxis or whatever they were asking to pick them or for a ride, they didn't go in those zones. So they had that trouble, that issue, right? So for that reason, it's important to book or natural accommodation. It's always good to look for research. You must take care because there are people that they are paid to create good comments for a certain place, even though they don't know it. But remember, the world is moving for commercial things. So there are people that they don't care and they can say it's the less marvelous in the world, but maybe it's not a reality. And with the itinerary also is important. I'm going to back to that one because it's important associated with the accommodation. You must take care or take in consideration how long will take to move from one place to another, how long so far, how close or far is one place, if it's necessary to fly to take an internal flight or maybe travel by train, etc. How long it will take. So all those things are important to make a brainstorm. And that comes beside with book your activities because had happens and I knew people that they had a lot of things they wanted to do, a lot of things during the vacations time or the travel. But what happened is that at the end, in the third or fourth day, they are so tired because remember when you travel, sometimes you need to make connections. And if you go outside El Salvador, sometimes you need to fly in book three different flights, right? And you need to go in 3 different airplanes. You need to wait. So that means that you are not sleeping well because most of the time you need to wait at the airport, sleep on a chair that is not your bed. So you need to take all of these things in consideration. And also need to consider the topic about the bags. Sometimes you can say, no, I'm going to pay just for the cheapest ticket in the plane because I'm just going to bring my bag and my personal bag and the other one that goes inside the cabin of the airplane. But what happened is that once you are in another country, you start purchasing a lot of things. This is for my uncle, this is for my mom, clothes, whatever you want as a souvenir, even though for you. And what happened is that suddenly you realize that your bag is not fitting the size that the airplanes have as a rule, as a policy. So you need to invest in purchasing another bag, even though you had one at home, and then you need to pay extra for sending that additional bag in the plane, right? So it's important to take in consideration all those things. And something that is very important when you return, always book 1 or 2 days to rest post the travel because it's post vacation because sometimes people, as I mentioned before, maybe you need to do 2 or 3 scales, traveling from one place to another, you are not sleeping well, and it's not a good idea that if you come from vacation one day and the next day you will start working and you will be at 7 a.m. or 8 p.m. at the office. You will sleep. That's in fact, that is something that will happen. So it's important that you book 2 or 1 days to rest enough so you can be ready to go back to your work. Believe it or not, taking time on vacations, sometimes, depending on what you plan, sometimes it's not a time to rest. It's a time to enjoy, but not a time to rest because you come tired at the top, more tired than when you went out. So that's something that could happen. And I love the topic that Dora was sharing, because making a plan, a personal plan, yes, I can tell you it's possible. Yes, you can. And yes, you deserve to plan to go out. As I mentioned before, it doesn't matter if it's just one day, going to another city, going to rest to another place. It doesn't matter, but it's your time. And it's important that you enjoy it, thinking and planning that time off, and not enjoying it because, oh, I'm here, but I just wanted to go to another place. Or my plan was, for example, going to US, but I'm here in Chalate. Oh no, come on. The best thing you can do is to enjoy what you were able to realize or complete. Maybe you can make a plan. For that reason, I love it, the spreadsheet that Dora was sharing. You can make a plan with your credits, with your debits, your active capital, the incomes and expenses you're planning to do, because it's important for you to have your time off. We don't know how long we are going to be here, but it's important to enjoy your life. So that is what I was trying to find out information, and that is something that I can tell you, whenever you plan, it works. It's possible, and that you can. That is it. That's it.
Perfect. Thank you very much. It was very, very interesting. And well, first of all, do you guys have any questions for Ana Claudia? Any comments?
I really
think there
loved
is
Ana Claudia's presentation, teacher.
Hmm?
I really loved your presentation. I absolutely agree with you.
Exactly. Let's
Perfect.
You all
travel,
need
my
to
friend.
go.
Let's go.
Yeah. Now,
Go.
now that we can speak English, we can go together in excursion too.
Go
and
anywhere.
we pay with the
Yeah.
application that you share us the last time.
Yeah.
I love to travel. The only thing I don't like about traveling is the jet lag.
Yeah, that is a problem
Ah,
sometimes. Depending where you go, definitely that is something
yeah.
that causes some problem. But anyways, that's the way it is, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Somebody was going to ask a question as well.
Okay, I was telling that that is so important because there are countries that we don't know, like in this World Championship is
Yeah.
going to
Wow.
Qatar.
Mhm.
It's a very big problem. There are
Yeah.
some Mexican guys that they hiding alcohol and they have
Mhm.
many problems.
I heard a news today, David, that they are not allowing to sell or purchase beer 3 hours before a tournament or a football game. And also, if they find out that you are dressing in shorts, or I don't remember how to say this, camisetas, teacher, I don't remember how to say.
Like
T-shirts.
tank top or something like that.
Ajá, las que no tienen manga.
Yeah,
Okay,
an
you
A-shirt.
can, yeah, okay, you can go to jail. Just imagine, so it's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's their policy.
That is true. I mean, other countries, as you say, everything that you say is important because you need to realize. I mean, yeah, maybe you really want to go to one of those places, but then you know that it's going to be a different culture. And even if you don't agree with them, you need to respect, right? Because
Exactly. You need to respect them. That's right.
that is it. Very good. Perfect. Thank you. Any other questions or comments? Okay, so before we move on, we're going to check the attendance. Ana Claudia González Velázquez.
Present, teacher.
Good. Andrés Giovanni Valdivieso Portillo.
Present.
Good. David Samuel Galdames Monterrosa.
Present, teacher.
Good. Dora Elizabeth Flores Méndez.
Present.
Good. Fernando Ernesto Cosme Morales. Fernando Marvin González Martínez. Francisco Eduardo Figueroa Mejía. Heidi Eugenia Salguero de Rivas.
Present.
Okay,
Present, teacher.
good, thank you. Ileana Giselle Cañas Escobar.
Present, teacher.
Jarvin Isaac Guevara Miranda.
Present, teacher.
José Marcos Rodríguez Ayala.
Present.
Good. José Osmin Rivas Navas. José Wilfredo Ayala Sorto.
Present, teacher.
Good. Juan Miguel Bran Mejía.
Present, teacher.
Ramón Enrique Mata Escobar. Roberto Luis Umaña Orellana. Roxana Ivette Asensio de Mejía.
Present.
Good. William Alexander Ramírez Flores.
Present.
Good. Jessica Yanari Cortés Díaz. Zuleima Ivonne Moreno de Hernández. Erwin Lagos Andrade.
Present, teacher.
Good, perfect. Okay, now the question is, who wants to be the next now?
Can I be, teacher?
Okay, so let's listen to Erwin.
Okay. Give me a moment, please.
Of course.
Okay. Can I share, teacher?
Yeah, we can see your screen, yes.
Okay. I will speak something that maybe you can listen in the work when you work or when you in the social, you can listen. Personal marketing. The personal marketing, do you know what is for your life? Personal marketing. Many persons have a different concept for personal marketing. I try to do abstract to explain what means personal marketing in your life, in your work. For me, it's so important because we are as a society, the society is a good problem because you think maybe the other people is your friends, or the other people, are your friends, or the other people you can trust. And this is a good problem in that moment in our life that we have. What happened here? Okay. We hear more than once about the personal marketing. Personal marketing helps us in our work, in the first, because many persons work all the time. And we have a work, we are happy because we have a work, okay? If you don't have work, it's a good problem because you don't have money, okay? And if you have a good personal marketing, you can help us start a business too. And I am employment, our workplace, logical, and in our life in general. Because if you think about how you express, how can you speak, and how can you look at the other person, at the other people, you can think that what kind of brand can I be with the other person? But other friends, this is a good problem because we think that maybe other people are our friends, and this is they are not. The friends are until the last studies at your university or until the 24 years old. Only that after that, you never will have friends. We only have a social relationship or commercial relationship or professional relationship, but not friendship. For this, there are more criticism in your life, many persons will speak bad for you all the time. You can trust the people, never. And so now what? How do you want others to see you? You want to see do you want to see the other people for you? You never say your goals in your life. You never say your dreams with the other people, only with your family or your friends when you was a young. How do you talk to others people? How do you speak? How do you express with other people? What other people see to you? How do other people see to you? You can make the brand, your personal brand, for the want to be or to see the other people. How could you set an example for the other people? Other people in your side want to see a leader, want to be a person to be example in your life. For me, in that moment, we had a good problem because there are many people don't want to see you if you are well, many people want to see you like this one. And for me, my experience and professional and personal, I think that you have to think one kind of people are really your friends. I try to explain with so small time what meaning the marketing personnel. Thank you for attention, teacher.
Okay, very good. Perfect. Thank you. Very interesting. So anybody has questions or comments for Erwin?
Yes, it's so important. I try to teach the seniors of my college, my school. They are go to the university, but I try to teach them that not only the title, not only the education, not only your professional background, but they need to consider this kind of information. They need to know that they need to sell themselves. They need to be a branch. They need to be a brand, and it is important. That information is important for everyone. We need to know that in our job, in our work, we are selling us. And the way that we see is the way that the people see us. That is a very important information. Yes.
Okay, very good. Perfect. Thank you. Any other comments or questions? Okay, very good. So yeah, it was very interesting, and I totally agree. Sometimes we have good friends until a certain time, and after that one is very difficult, right? So you have kind of friends, but not very good friends, not close friends. So that is so true. Okay, who wants to be the next one? To present the little training. Huh?
Can I?
Okay, go ahead, please, Roxanne.
Okay. Wait. Well, my presentation is short, I guess.
Of course.
Let me share. Could you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Well, good evening, everybody. I will show a little training about how you can configure your smartwatch with your cell phone. The main topic is how can I configure the T55 Pro. The first step is charge. I have a mistake there. Charge the smartwatch fully. The step number 2 is turn on the Bluetooth on your cell phone. And if you prefer, you can activate your location too, because you can configure the GPS in your smartwatch. It's important. Step number 3: download the Fit Pro app from Google, from Google Play, or scan the QR code in the smartwatch. This is the image of the app, and also when you turn on your smartwatch, you can find the QR code, and you can scan it, and automatically you get the link to download the Fit Pro app. Now you need to install the app and open it. You need to wait some minutes to download the app, and then you can configure it in your cell phone, and then select the option set. I don't know if you can, yeah, you can see the image at the end of the screen. You can see there is a yellow color there, and that option, when you have your app open, you can configure the cell phone with that option. And after that, the cell phone show you that message. The message say that link device to experience more features, and you can select that option, and automatically your cell phone show the device that you can vinculate with your phone. So you need to looking for the smartwatch. In this case is T55, and after you select that, automatically the cell phone try to connect with the device. And after that, when the connection is completed, you can enjoy your smartwatch. The screen show that information, that all the options are connecting with your cell phone. And after that, you could see the different option in your cell phone like this. And finally, you can create a profile and use different features such account accept, feed activities, weight control. Also, you can receive notification from social network and others. If you see that you have a smartwatch very complete, because you can vinculate your social media with your smartwatch, and also you can have a little controls about sleeping time, weight control, step count, and something like that. And it's everything.
Okay, very good, perfect. Thank you. Do you have any questions or comments for Roxana's presentation?
Thank you for clarifying that, because always I've been afraid to use one of those things.
So if you don't have any, you can buy it, because it's
No,
very
I don't
cheaper than
have.
others. Yeah, it's really cheaper. I have that, and I remember that I bought two in $40, I guess.
Really?
I don't remember. Yeah, it's very cheaper.
And what I think can be helpful for me is the thing of the weight control that I saw there. Mhm. But I was afraid of those things because I thought that maybe they just work with iPhones and I have an Android. That is what I thought. And the other thing is that I said, oh, maybe those things control too much your life. But now I see that they have other features.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but sometimes it's very important to try to get some devices like this because you know, well, in my case, I am a sedentary person and I always have a message in the day. You need to start to walk because I always just spend time from
Front
my
of the
bed
computer.
to
Mhm.
my desk. And I need to spend time walking or doing something different. So it's important try to adapt a
Mhm.
little routine, and that type of devices can help you with something like that.
Yeah. I now for the reason thank you for clarifying me because I thought they were not useful, but they are. They are.
Oh, yeah, definitely. They are very useful. So, as Roxana said, you just need to adapt yourself to,
Mhm.
and then you realize that what you need to do. I mean, when you see that you don't walk too much or things like that one, then you realize that you need to do something about it.
Also, I'm thinking you can make a reminder about the water you're drinking during the day, maybe.
That is true.
Mhm.
Okay.
And to be honest with you, in my case, I hate wear watch. I don't know why, but I always hate use wear something like that. But my mother also was telling me, "Hey, I need a smartwatch like this." You what? Are you kidding? No, I need, and I bought two. That's why I bought two. But to be honest with you, it's very important because, for example, if you forget, forget, walk 5 minutes. In my case, I receive, ¿cómo se dice? Dolor de rodilla.
It's like an
Knee
a
pain.
knee, a sore knee or a pain in the knee, yeah, something like that.
Yeah, you know, the age right now is very hard. Yeah. And I didn't know that if you stayed a long time in your chair,
In the same position,
you,
right?
yeah, in the same position, you can get something like that. And you think that maybe you can get a knee pain or like this because you are doing training, but not really. Oh, well, in my case, I think that I am a team girl, but I always try to do different activities. But right now, I'm too sedentary person, and that smartwatch helped me a lot with that because you can configure the quantity of step you want to do in the day, and it could remind.
Okay, yeah. Just that, just the notification is important for you to remember and then move on, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, very good, perfect. Thank you. Nice topic, Roxanne. Okay, who wants to be the next one right now?
I will, teacher. Just I need to connect. I need to join since the other device to share the screen.
Of
Just
course.
give me a couple, well, a couple of seconds, I guess.
Okay.
I'm trying to join. Because I'm working since the since the building of my company, so
Okay,
I
Till
can use the computer to share the information.
of course. I see.
You know, some pluses.
Yeah, I know.
Let me one moment. Okay. I almost there.
Recording in progress.
Okay. Share the screen. Just one moment. Screen. Oh. My screen is visible.
It seems that it's loading. It says that is has started, but I'm not seeing anything yet. But sometimes takes a while to show. Okay, now we don't see anything. Of course.
You know, teacher, some technical issues that could happen.
Yeah, definitely. And I really appreciate that even when you are at work, you are doing this.
See. Screen. Okay, so I guess now we can see.
Yeah, we are able to see.
I don't know why, but it's slow.
Okay.
Teacher, if you want something else, someone else could present, and I will try to send my presentation. Okay.
Okay, yeah, you can send it via WhatsApp or email or here in the chat.
Okay.
Good. So, who wants to present then? Anybody else is ready? Okay.
I will, teacher.
Very good, Marcus. So, let's check.
Actually, I don't have a presentation, but it will be a little training about something like programming. So it's basic.
Okay. Good. Very good.
Not that complicated, but it's the basis of a language that is using in web programming.
Okay.
First of all, we have in programmation like variables. For example, in a script or code, we have, for example, like we can declare some variables. Imagine this. For example, I want to declare a variable called name. For example, in JavaScript, I do like this. just put var and then the name of the variable. After I declare the name of the variable, I can set a value of in that variable. For example, a name, I will set the value. Well, it's important to put semicolon to the end of each line of code in JavaScript. Okay. In JavaScript, also we can print the result of the variables with this sentence: console.point log, and we can print this. And for example, if I run, this is like a website in which we can compile and run JavaScript code. Just to, but you have to be like simple a portion of code or the script, not that complicated, because it's just to test some function. But this way we can print the variable. Oh, sorry, seems to run all the. Okay. That's how we can print variables. But also we have in JavaScript, it's important to know the concept of objects. For example, an object is like something is data. It's like a set of attributes. For example, if I declare an object of the car type, we can say that that object has like wheels, has also a color, also has price, and a lot of attributes. So in JavaScript, that's how we can identify some objects from others. For example, here I declare 3 objects of the same type. These 3 objects have 3 attributes. The first is the field, second width, and the third is the attribute hiding. And that's how we can declare the object. We have to put the name of the variable, then we have to use this, I don't know, keys is the correct word. Keys. Okay, keys. Then we have to set this quote location and 2 points, and then we have to put the value of the value of this attribute. So that's how we can declare 3 different objects, and those objects have their own attribute. And also here we have like an array. An array is a set of variables or a set of objects. And in JavaScript, if we have an array, we can push object to this empty array. For example, the instruction to do that is the sentence push. So if we push these 3 objects, then this empty array will not be longer empty. It contains 3 objects. So if we print the value of this array, we will see that at this point, this array has 3 objects inside. 1, 2, 3, and with his own attribute. So it's important also know about the special instruction, or I don't know, some useful function with arrays. As I told you before, the arrays is a set of objects or variables. So in arrays, we can filter based on attributes of the object. For example, if I want to filter all the objects contained in this array with the attribute hidden equal true, I have to put this sentence. Array point filter, then we have to put this line of code. It's a special instruction. It's like a way to access to the variable. So it's like this instruction goes for all the array and step by step it seeks search for the object that match this condition. So at the end of the process, we can see that it filters the instruction filters the object based on this condition. For example, I'm gonna delete this. For example, if I run this, only one object from the array is print. Why? Because this object is the only that match the condition that I put here. So this is a way how we can filter in an array of objects in JavaScript. And finally, another special function that is very useful is the function map. This function returns like a new array of something. It's not like sorry, it's not like this function returns an array. No, this function returns a new array. So imagine if we only want to select the attribute field of all these objects. So we have to put something like this. Array, the name of the array, point map, and then this special instruction is used in every function in JavaScript, and then select the attribute that we have to select from, or that we have to extract from every object. So at this point, the output will show just name, full name, and count, because with this instruction, I told to the JavaScript that I want only this field. So we have another a new array, but just with the attribute that we want. So it's like something basic from JavaScript. And if you want to learn something new, I recommend you to stick search about courses of JavaScript, because it's the basis of the web programming that is very important nowadays. So that is my training here.
Good. Do you have any questions for Marcus' presentation? Well, the training.
Yeah, their interface, Marcos, is free, or you need to pay for that?
No, this is a website where you can compile and run JavaScript code. It's free, completely free.
Okay, it's important because you can see the result of your code.
Yes, you can see that.
Okay.
all the outputs.
Yes, it's important. And you can use only JavaScript, no, not Java.
Oh yeah, here we can use, for example, C#, Java,
Okay.
C++, C, Python, HTML, and SQL to another language
Excellent.
programming. Yes.
Okay, very good. Any other comments or questions about Marcus training? Okay, was very good. Let me ask you, when you have this kind of language, is it possible or it's going to be very similar the way that you are going to use these basic things in other languages?
Yeah, sometimes it's very common to use the concept of variable and arrays, but change sometimes in the between the among all the languages. For example, JavaScript is like more flexible than others. For example, than C#, that is, for example, in C# we have to told the program what kind of object we are sending or we are receiving. In JavaScript, we can send an array of variables or array of objects, and it will take the same way. It's like JavaScript is more flexible, and that's why that's because I think I don't remember. It's like this language is, I don't know how to say this, like the browser translated, try to understand in the why it's running. It's not compiled, so it's more flexible. So, but at the end, yeah, there are some common concepts like variables, arrays, or instructions, special instructions like for, while, and all those kind of special instructions.
Okay, very good. So that is very interesting. Thank you for the training.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, good. Anybody else who would like to be the next? We still have a few minutes. So nobody. I hope the rest of the people are ready for the next Monday. So we would like to check your little training. I mean, this is for you to practice, right? It's for you to bring to life everything that we have learned with this whole module. Next module will be more writing. So we need to focus on the tests on the TOEFL. And as you remember, the TOEFL has an essay. So you need to write an essay there on the TOEFL. So the last modules, we're going to focus more on that one because grammar we have checked. We've been doing tests. We're going to continue doing some other tests. Of course, the next classes, the next ones. Well, I don't know yet if we're going to be together, but if that is the case, of course, you know how it's going to be. Okay, and also remember that you need to finish the platform, the whole platform, this weekend. By Sunday, everything has to be done. Okay, some of you actually you haven't done any exercise yet, so you have a lot of work to do. Some of you finished already, so that is fine, and some of you are exactly on time, so not a problem as well. So just try to finish. And also remember that if you receive already the ISSS survey, that is something that we need to do this incoming Monday. Jose Wilfredo.
Teacher, I don't know why the presentation couldn't be shared. I don't know if we will have a time for the presentation on Monday.
Yeah, on Monday we will have a little time. Don't worry.
Okay.
No problem. Okay, so
Thank you.
and if you have, of course, a pleasure. If you have a question about the platform, the ones that haven't finished, you can just chat with me, and of course, it will be a pleasure to help you out. Any questions about the class until now? Okay, very good. So then we're gonna check the attendance, and then we're gonna go to bed. Good. So, Ana Claudia González Velázquez.
Present, teacher.
Good. Andrés Giovanni Valdivieso Portillo.
Present.
Good. David Samuel Galdames Monterrosa.
Present, teacher.
Good. Dora Elizabeth Flores Méndez.
Present.
Good. Fernando Ernesto Cosme Morales. Fernando Marvin González Martínez. Francisco Eduardo Figueroa Mejía.
Present, teacher.
Good. Heidi Eugenia Salguero de Rivas.
Present, teacher.
Good. Ileana Giselle Cañas Escobar.
Present, teacher.
Good. Jarvin Isaac Guevara Miranda.
Present, teacher.
Good. José Marcos Rodríguez Ayala.
Present.
Good. José Osmin Rivas Navas. José Wilfredo Ayala Sorto.
Present, teacher.
Good. Juan Miguel Bran Mejía.
Present, teacher.
Good. Ramón Enrique Mata Escobar. Roxana Ivette Asensio de Mejía.
Present.
Good. Roberto Luis Umaña Orellana. William Alexander Ramírez Flores.
Present.
Good. Jessica Yanari Cortés Díaz. Zuleima Ivonne Moreno de Hernández. And Erwin Lagos Andrade.
Present, teacher.
Good. Okay, the 101 of today is for Erwin, and my friends, see you next Monday. That is the last class of this module. That is going to be free practice, the last presentations, and then we also will check about any questions that you might have before we finish. And so, okay, it was a pleasure. Have a good night, and yeah, on Monday you can present if you didn't present today. Have a good night, nice weekend.
Good night.
Thank you, teacher.
Bye.
Have a nice
Good
weekend.
night, everybody.
Hi, teacher.
Good night, everyone.
Bye, guys. Have a good weekend. Hi, teacher.
Hello.
I have a question for you.
Of course.
Have you the right date of my last presentation? Because I have a trying to watch again the videos on, let's see, on 7, 8, and 9 in November, but I don't find my last presentation.
When you say your last presentation, what do you mean? The one that you made here from Excel? That was, as far as I remember, let me just check. I guess it was on Monday the 7th, yeah, something like that.
Okay, I will try to check again, and if I can find the presentation, maybe I will text you on WhatsApp.
Of course.
Okay, thank you, teacher.
It's a pleasure.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a good night, and see you on Monday.
See you on Monday. Okay, hello, Erwin.
Hello. I am here.
Hey, how are you?
Work, but I try to study English. I try. Are you, teacher? How are you?
Well, I was very sick, but now I feel a lot better, you know.
Okay. You like the rock, okay? I know.
I really like rock music
Yeah.
since
You
yeah.
like Iron Maiden.
I like Iron Maiden, all kind of rock music, you know, from the Beatles to death metal. I really like that.
But Iron Maiden is so old.
It's kind of old, yeah.
1985, 1989.
Yeah, it's kind of old. It's you know, it's been progressing. I remember that they started around the 78, something like that. So yeah, they have been in the scene for a long, long time.
Interesting, teacher. Interesting.
Yeah, it's very good, you know. Okay, so I guess you have you have experience on this 101. So the first question I have for you is, how do you feel that you are moving on? Do you feel that you are learning English here in the classes?
Yes, teacher. Yes. You are a good teacher. You give the conversation, okay? This is the most important when you practice English and you listen to your student. This is the most important because when you speak, you practice. In El Salvador, you can speak because all the people only speak Spanish, okay?
Yeah. Okay, very good, perfect. And do you have any questions about the classes, the module, anything?
No, teacher. I have a problem because I didn't make the platform, but I will do it. I will do it.
Yes, that is very important because, you know,
Yes.
this weekend is the last weekend, so we need to finish that one.
On Sunday, okay?
Saturday, Sunday, yeah, you have 2 days for you to finish.
I will try in 2 days all the platform. I will try.
Okay, yeah, let's hope for the better because that is very important. Okay, and do you, I mean, when you are practicing English, which skill do you believe is the one that is more difficult for you to speak, to listen, to write, to understand?
To speak, teacher, I will explain something because when you speak, when you began, I ate, for example. Oops, I ate. Oh, yeah, I ate my dinner. Oops, I had to explain that moment. Yeah, and for me, so difficult because in that moment I ended. For example, today I am in my business. Today, in the moment, I am in my business. But for example, when you speak, I smoke. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I try to do it.
Okay. Yeah, the practice is the most important part, you know. So if you have the vocabulary, if you watch videos, I know that sometimes we're very busy and that is something that happens to everybody, but whenever you have the chance, try to practice one way or the other.
Yes, teacher. Perfect.
Very good. Do you have any questions, anything that you would like to know?
No, teacher, for me, it's perfect in the class. You are a good teacher for me. I had a problem in my work because I had no only one business. I had other business, and for me, one day it's so difficult because I don't have enough time. Specifically in that month, I had many things in that month, incredible. But work so hard, yeah.
Okay,
and
very good.
I am teacher too. I am teacher at university.
Nice.
Yes, I give a class for marketing, and for this one, my time is so small. But I know that I have responsibility, and I will do the platform in the last weekend.
Okay, very good. So yes, give it a shot, and if you need help, so of course I will be there for you.
Okay, teacher.
Okay, Erwin, it was a pleasure to be with you. Have a good night and see you on Monday.
Okay, the work is so well, so good.
Okay, very good, perfect. Let's work on it.
The Iron Man is a metal work. It's a metal rock.
Yeah, it's a
metal rock. It's a I don't remember. There are classic rock, metal rock, but I saw the Iron Maiden many years ago when I saw you the teacher Iron Maiden. Wow, dude. One person I know that how is Iron Maiden.
Yeah, no, they were very popular, you know, in the 80s. They still producing and getting some music. Actually, they came here to El Salvador like 2 or 3 years ago. It was very good.
Yes, but more commercial is AC/DC.
Yeah, AC/DC is a little bit more commercial. Yeah, they have a lot of music as well.
It's like pop rock. Yeah, it's like the many years ago. Okay, but Iron Maiden now. This is a metal rock.
Yeah, that is
So,
true.
so hard rock.
Yeah, it's a very metal rock. Yeah, very
I
good.
remember it. I remember it so well.
Oh, that's good. It's good that you remember it. And whenever you have the chance, you can listen to it. Right?
I only listen the Guns N' Roses teacher, Guns N' Roses, AC/DC. I remember when I was a young, I think that it was metal rock, but the metal rock I like it, but no more. Okay.
Ah, okay, very well. So
But
yeah,
if
that
I-
happened.
Yeah.
Okay. It was a pleasure. Have a good night.
Me too, teacher.
Bye-bye.